Hi everyone, how are you? It is me, Fern. Welcome back to a new video. As you can tell in this video, I'm in a new setting. I am with my good friend, Rasi. She has kindly let me film in her beautiful, gorgeous apartment. I'll quickly introduce Rasi to this video. So Rasi is a TikToker and also has a podcast. Very talented, very fashionable person. So I thought it would be a really good idea to have a discussion, do a super chill fashion Q&A with her and just get her thoughts on things like fashion, trends, designer bags, and just pick your brain. If you guys have any questions that you wanted to ask or anything that you wanted to know about Rasi as well, definitely pop it down in the comments below and we'll try and respond to them as fast as we can. Before we begin, make sure to grab a coffee or a snack or a beverage and pause the video here. Have this as like a fun little discussion and let's get on with the video. So in this video, I thought it would be good to talk about random fashion questions and get an idea of what Rasi's opinions are on fashion. The first thing I wanted to talk about is fashion as style versus function. But before we get into that, I wanted to ask you, what is your style inspiration and how do you curate your wardrobe?
I used to go by trends. And then it evolved to 10 years down the line, am I going to find this tacky? Am I going to find this dated? Or am I still going to be confident when I wear it? I would only buy it because I love it. I would invest in quality now. Like I know quality better now. The way it's tailored, all of that I'll pay attention to. If it's trendy, I'll question it a lot more. That's for sure. And that's what I have learned over time. I'll pay attention to how flattering it looks on me. It might look a certain way on a certain person, and that might be my inspiration.
Yeah.
But that can only be a starting point.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I think based on what you said, it sounds like you prioritize getting quality pieces, curating your wardrobe, make sure things fit on you rather than following and chasing trends. And on that point, I wanted to get your thoughts on, I guess, this age of TikTok and social media and trends just coming and going so quickly. I know that there's a lot of trends right now that are popular, so things that have gone past that have been popular are things like that old money aesthetic or the cottagecore phase that was like a thing. How do you distinguish, I guess, when you're buying pieces, how do you distinguish what's following a micro trend or what you genuinely like? Like, how do you separate that?
I think a lot of pieces on their own end up just being trendy and just being a marketing gimmick by a lot of manufacturers. But other elements of the particular piece, I would see if I am ever going to be in that aesthetic. Cottagecore is a good example. Will I ever be a forever cottagecore girly? Probably not. That's not my style. But I do like it. I definitely do enjoy the elements of it, and I would enjoy wearing it in the right situation.
Yeah.
But I would definitely try and envision a few ways that I see myself styling it before putting money on it. Because I don't like to buy stuff that's gonna be worn just once and never be seen again.
That's interesting. And with the whole thing about like trend cycles, I know a lot of you guys that watch enjoy the designer bag content that I put out. I wanted to ask you specifically for your thoughts on this. I know that with the rise of the Birkin and also the Walmart Birkin that's been sort of taking the internet by storm, and the Coach Empire bag as well, that sort of like Birkin bag style tote that's been going around. I know a lot of people are wanting that worn look that Jane Birkin so famously carried with her Birkin. What do you think of the idea of artificially distressing your Birkin or just any bag and adding bag charms and making something look worn versus authentically wearing something so that it looks worn? Like, what do you think of that trend?
If you try too hard, it's gonna show and it's not gonna look trendy. I think depends on the eye that's looking at it. To a trained eye that understands what you just said about, oh, she was actually using it like any pedestrian bag, and that's why it looks so chic. When you don't try too hard, it's just gonna look glamorous. With the charms, like we were discussing earlier, with the charms and stuff, if you're gonna add it because it means something to you, because you've collected memories from different life events or places that you visited, if you try too hard and you're gonna just add random pieces because they're aesthetic, sure, it would look good in the first place, but then you're gonna have to try harder at curating. I personally like it when it's just thrown together or it doesn't look like it was too carefully put together.
I agree.
That's an art.
Yeah.
To find that balance is definitely an art.
Yeah.
It also comes to privilege. Not everybody can actually casually put their stuff through life.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely a privilege.
Oh, true.
Jane Birkin could do that to her Birkin because she was gifted that. And it was her namesake. For my daily use, for my office or something, I need something high enough quality, which I can actually not be that worried about putting through life. I wouldn't still put it on the ground, but I'm not worried about it wearing and tearing. But artificially doing it, it's gonna show. You actually have to enjoy using it. You actually have to put it through the hard times.
Yes.
For it to look good.
100%.
You like bag charms, don't you?
Oh, I love a good bag charm.
Would you do like a heap of cluster of those, like the new Miu Miu ones?
Oh my god.
My heart, they have my heart. Those ones
would.
are just the right kind of tacky that I absolutely would. I would do it, but all of it needs to be exactly how it's styled in the catalog.
Yeah. I would do like a clump of bag charms on a bag. Obviously they need to have meaning, and this is just a personal thing for me. Like if a bag charm was gifted to me from a friend, I'm gonna wear it with pride.
Agreed.
I know a lot of you guys that watch the channel, follow designer bags and stuff, and I wanted to ask you, maybe everyone else who's watching might be curious to know, what are your current favorite bags?
On my list, like you, are a lot of vintage pieces. So I like the Gucci Tom Ford horsebit bag.
Such a good
that
bag.
has my heart, and the specific one that Kendall Jenner was wearing, the one with the snake head in the horsebit design. Oh, it's like a nice neon green with the motif and everything. It just has my heart.
It is stunning.
And a few Loewe ones came, and a couple of classic Bottega ones came, but I don't think I felt that hard a pull. I think I went through a phase of wanting designer bags a lot.
Yeah.
But I realized that I can't put that much money into it because I tend to crave variety a lot more. And I have a few staple good ones that I have spent good money on, but I think I've passed that phase. I feel like for me that was a phase. Having said that, I found a Gucci bag in one of the vintage pop-ups. I have worn it so many times.
We love that.
And it's a basic black one, but it's so gorgeous. But again, I like it because it's vintage and I don't see it on anybody else. That's another reason why I would reach for it. I would spend on a staple. Like I did spend on a Fendi one, the Fendi baguette.
Oh yes.
Every second person has it. That's the only cliche I love myself. But it looks good. The way you style it will make all the difference.
100%.
If you don't try too hard, if you're gonna throw in with the sweats, or if it's gonna be your airport purse, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's gonna make you stand out.
Yeah.
So.
On the flip side of micro trends and overconsumption is the idea of developing a capsule wardrobe where you have core pieces that you rotate through and they're timeless and you're not gonna throw the clothes out because everything just works in your wardrobe. Would you say you're at a point where you have a capsule wardrobe, or would you say you're still developing one? Where do you sit in that space, and do you believe in a capsule wardrobe?
I like to make statement. I'm maximalist very much. I like flair and I like attention and statement, like I said. And capsule wardrobe, I think people misunderstand capsule wardrobe as you having a certain kind of go-to style only. I think some parts of our wardrobes can still be capsule. We can always know what's a basic must-have. Would I invest in a good basic white t-shirt? Would I invest in a few versions of that, like a good white vest? Yes, I would, because those are your basic go-to pieces. So those things you have to have. You can't forget that in order to style everything, even in the maximalist capacity, you have to have your basic pieces just right. Because in the end, when you can't think of what to do and when everything seems overstimulating, you have to go back to your basics. I'm always going to reach for my basic blacks and whites and neutrals. They're always going to be a reliable thing to fall back on. Some people see it as affecting their style. If I develop a capsule wardrobe, does that mean that I have a boring style? But no, that's minimalist style. And nothing wrong with that either.
Now, what final piece of advice would you give to people who are watching around fashion? What's your final takeaway when it comes to your style and fashion?
Learn to identify details of things and always know your body the best. Always know your flattering features the best. Whatever brings out your positive aspects, that's a winning piece. I've been told so many times, like, I wouldn't wear this, but the way you carry it off is great. Because you feel confident in it, and that's always going to shine through. If you put together something just because somebody else told you to, or somebody else inspired you to, that's never going to work.
No.
Develop personal taste, and it doesn't come by you studying it obsessively either. It develops over time and by observing and paying attention to details. Develop awareness, that will develop taste, and that's everything.
Well, everyone, we've come to the end of the video. Massive thank you again to my good friend Rasi, who's taken time out of her day to be here. As I said before, if you have any questions and want to ask her anything, pop it down in the comments below and we'll reply to them as soon as possible. Rasi, do you want to tell everyone how they can reach out to you on your socials?
So my social handles will be hopefully tagged in the caption somewhere, or you'll mention my caption.
They're down below.
Yes, I have to learn YouTube. So firstly, thank you for having me. My podcast is the Unhinged Poddy. I am easy to find on the socials. I am Rasi Gupta. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Insta. If there's anything that you would like to ask either of us, please feel free to reach out to us, either of us, on any of our socials. And it was great. It was great coming here. Talking about fashion. It's our favorite topic. Yes.
Awesome. No, thank you again. I really appreciate you being on this video. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you like this video, give it a like. And if you're new to this channel and you love what you see and you want to see more content about fashion, real estate, lifestyle, anything else that falls into my general interests, definitely hit subscribe. Anyway, I hope to see you all in a future one. Bye.
Bye.